Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that this film really is going to have many different revelations that are really going to create a lot of different twists and turns and surprises for the fans, especially in the third act of this movie, and how it's all going to be utilized is really going to be a big surprise by Disney and Lucasfilm and everybody else attached that worked on this film. Now, I would definitely have to say that by far one of the big exciting pieces of Episode 9 is how, of course, Kylo and Rey are going to be utilized, as well as Palpatine in the third act of this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence based in the second act of the film, where it's explained that Palpatine is standing in front of both Rey and Kylo Ren, while they are knocked down on the ground by Palpatine using a force power that creates a large shockwave toward them, where it's said that Palpatine begins to laugh and force grabs both Kylo and Rey's lightsabers, where they are now said to be hovering over Palpatine's hands, while they are still ignited. This is where it's explained that Palpatine begins to force throw the ignited lightsabers like spears toward both Rey and Kylo Ren. They are forced to dodge them and prevent getting hit. The next describes a moment in which Kylo is able to grab both the sabers in his hands, where he goes up against Palpatine and battles him with his crossguard lightsaber and the Skywalker saber that once belonged to both Luke and Anakin against Palpatine's single blade. This is where it's said that eventually Kylo tosses his crossguard to Rey, where they both battle Palpatine in a 2-on-1 saber duel, where the fight is said to be intense, where Palpatine has the upper hand during the scene. One of the scenes is said to even involve a moment in which Palpatine uses the Force Scream against Rey and Kylo, where they block his spinning saber move as seen in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, Episode 9 is really going to include many different action-packed sequences, and we also know that J.J. Abrams wants to evolve the lightsaber duels in Episode 9. So he's borrowing elements from the prequels, using prequel trilogy continuity, as well as using new types of choreography from the prequels as well. So with that being said, this 2-on-1 saber duel is said to involve a dramatic moment in which Palpatine force grabs both of their sabers, the crossguard of Kylo's and of course the Skywalker saber of Rey's, where they are now hovering over Palpatine's hands. Now, this is a very interesting technique, something that fans have never seen before on the big screen, where Palpatine is able to manipulate the use of these sabers while they are still ignited in mid-air, and tossing them toward Rey and Kylo as if they are flying spears, going toward both Rey and Kylo Ren, where they have to actually dodge them from getting hit. Now, what I like about this is that it adds a lot of drama, it adds a lot of action, it really does create something new that we haven't seen before in the past, and the fact that this movie, by the way, it is going to be 3D and IMAX, this is most definitely going to be a perfect scene to watch in 3D, without a doubt, with the glasses. I can't stress this enough. Whenever you guys go ahead and see like a really good movie in IMAX or IMAX 3D, depending on the shots, I mean, it's great. The way they do things, the way they shoot things, and as long as J.J. Abrams is able to do that, I think a lot of fans are really going to enjoy this very given moment. So the other piece that I do want to go over is how there's a moment in which we have, of course, Kylo Ren using both the Skywalker saber and the crossguard saber against Palpatine after, of course, this whole entire segment, where he's fighting Palpatine and he eventually tosses one of his crossguard sabers, alright, the actual crossguard saber, I should say, toward Rey. She catches it, and that's where the 2-on-1 battle begins to progress. So this 2-on-1 battle, again, it's bringing back flashbacks to the prequels. We haven't seen anything like this in over 10 years. We never really got to see this in the sequel trilogy at all so far, because there wasn't another villain per se. In The Force Awakens, we got that duel, which honestly I think could have been a little bit better. The Last Jedi, we really got no real duel, and now in Episode 9, we are getting exactly what the fans have wanted for so very long in a Disney Star Wars movie, is the fact that they are borrowing elements from the prequels and also keeping it true to the original trilogy itself. Now, what's great about this is that This movie really is going to have a lot of action and drama in it, where yes, the third act is all centered on an all-out war and a war to end all wars, and while Kylo and Rey are fighting Palpatine, the Resistance is fighting the First Order in another world, on another world. So, with that being said, this film does have a lot of potential to mark itself down as literally the most action-packed Star Wars movie in its film's history, in the Skywalker saga's history. And that really does speak a lot of volumes by J.J. Abrams. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.